How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another review and discussion video with me and Calvin. Today we are discussing The Walking Dead Season 4, Episode 4, Here's Not Here. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the episode, so go watch that and come back and watch our video.
Okay, let's start the timer. So, this episode had a different focus. Rather than focusing on either the Alexandrians or Rick's group out dealing with the zombies, it was all about Morgan. It was completely about his time from the time Rick found him crazy to the time that he sort of to the time
we first see his appearance in like the ending episodes of like the season premiere and stuff like that.
Yeah, because way back at the season 4 premiere, after they destroy Terminus, there's an after credits scene where you see Morgan come up and see Terminus destroyed, and that's all you see. That you see Morgan then, and then you don't see him again until season 5. So this episode went from the time Rick found him crazy to the time where he started heading towards Terminus, and there was actually quite a bit that happened.
So the episode is about Morgan. He's that wolf that he looks like he kills in episode 2. He actually doesn't kill. He just knocks out, and he's basically just telling his story to this wolf. And
because I guess the wolf came to Alexandria with the rest of the wolves.
Yeah.
And instead of making him run away, Morgan kept him and told him his story.
Because I guess the whole story about Morgan is it's him getting away from being the crazy person he was, and that's sort of like what it seems like with this wolf is Morgan's trying to make it so this person has a way of redemption. But
and
obviously doesn't want
I thought I guess I just assumed that Morgan just eventually came to his senses. But, it was interesting. I was interested in seeing why he became this, pacifist who didn't want to, who thought all life was precious. And we got that when we saw Morgan interacting with this new character, Eastman, who I thought was a really great character because he showed compassion and, mercy to Morgan, who tried to kill him multiple times, and was able to make Morgan realize that all life is precious. So what do you think of Eastman?
I thought Eastman was a pretty cool character. He's definitely a different character because it seems like he's just living life, I guess, still it's normal. He's trying to make cheese and stuff. And
it doesn't look like he gets attacked by a lot of zombies.
Yeah, he's just living out in the woods by himself in his cabin, and I guess he's just trying to regain peace and help others, I guess. But he only ended up getting Morgan.
Yeah, but so Eastman teaches Morgan this peaceful way of living. He teaches Morgan this martial art called Aikido. That's where the belief is that all life is precious, and that fighting using Aikido is a method of redirecting opponents rather than hurting them. And that was kind of Eastman's method of turning Morgan sane again, because even Eastman had, as we found out later in the episode, that he had a background, a dark background, that because he worked at a prison, and he tells this story of this guy who was a total psychopath. Eastman says he's the only out of all the prison mates that he would try to help get better. There was only one he met that was truly evil, and that was one who pretended to be this really likable, approachable guy who ended up breaking out of prison, killing Eastman's family, and then later Eastman captured this killer guy and kept him in his cabin in this cage and let him starve to death. But Eastman found that didn't give him peace.
Close.
And what gave him peace was to make a promise to never hurt anyone again.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, just seeing how Morgan went from this crazy guy who wanted to clear everything, he wouldn't let anyone or anything get close to him. He would just kill it. He wouldn't, before they could even talk or stand up for themselves, he'd just kill them. And, when Morgan first came in and was like, all life is precious, I won't hurt anybody, I thought it was really lame. And I thought, come on, Morgan, you got responsibilities to kill these people.
Uh-huh.
But after seeing this episode, I totally respect, what he does and what he learned from Eastman.
Yeah, it just clears up. I think it clears up a lot. This whole episode just cleared up everything about Morgan, I guess, that we needed to know. Because definitely some big plot holes when we first got to meet Morgan. So this was a good episode to, I guess, calm down from all the death and the zombies, and it was just a good episode to
and it did it well, too.
Yeah, it was really calm, but it had some zombie attacks and stuff, which kind of gave it some
intense moments.
Yeah.
But even without them, it was still an awesome episode because, I feel like every other episode that Walking Dead has done where they tried to be emotional or where it was less action and more emotion, I thought those episodes were almost always boring, and it was just people talking to each other, and you wouldn't really learn anything new about them. But this episode did it so well. We had awesome action last episode, and I thought, man, I remember thinking after last episode, man, if only they could have an episode that good, but just without the action and focusing on the characters. I wish there could be an episode that good. And they totally followed it up with exactly what I was looking for. We saw Morgan, we saw Morgan's character development, and this Eastman character guy was awesome. And the process of healing that Morgan goes through to become a better person, I thought was really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, and I thought it was really cool that they could bring in a character in one episode, and by the end of the episode, Eastman was killed, but just within one episode, you cared about that character already. And,
Eastman, he was a really cool guy.
So they did really good on that, I felt like. And it's sad that he had to die, but obviously it makes sense because Morgan shows up to Alexandria alone and stuff. If Eastman was still alive, he'd probably be with Eastman and stuff.
Yeah, because Eastman was talking about them going on a trip.
Uh-huh.
And what probably would have happened is if Eastman had lived was that they probably both would have met up with Rick, and that would have been interesting. But at the end, we don't figure out that Morgan is talking to this wolf guy till the end. And we find out that, you kind of realize that Morgan wants to do for the wolf what Eastman did for him. And he thinks that all life is precious. Morgan knows that he can help this wolf change. But as of now, the wolf guy doesn't show any signs.
Says he's gonna kill everybody, kill all the kids, kill everyone.
he says that, he tells Morgan, kind of relates to him how Morgan believes that all life is precious, but the wolf guy believes that everyone needs to be killed. He needs to kill everybody, with just as much conviction as Morgan trying to help everyone survive.
Yep.
And we saw some parallels because, Eastman, when he locked Morgan in his cage, he kept the door open, but Morgan never realized it. And there's a moment at the end of the episode where Morgan is, closing the gate to the basement access where the wolf is, and for a second there you're like, is he going to leave it open, or what? But then Morgan locks it, and it was interesting to see that kind of parallel where Eastman left the door open, but instead of leaving it open, Morgan still has the caution, I guess. He's still afraid that this wolf will try to get out and do someone harm, and so he locks the gate. But I think next episode it probably won't be Morgan much because we heard at the end of this episode Rick yelling to open the gate. So immediately right then, the fact that we hear Rick, we know he got out of the whole RV situation where he's trapped in with the walkers. And so I'm guessing we'll see next episode. It'll catch us up to what happens to Rick and see how it goes from there.
Yeah.
So there's our timer, and we'll give our final reviews. I'll give this episode, let's see, I think I gave the last episode either a 9 or a 9.5. So I'll give this episode a 9 as well because it just had the perfect character development in an episode that I like to see. They had no dull moments. We were continuously seeing Morgan grow and change, and seeing Eastman's wise teachings, and seeing how together they became very united, and saw Morgan's change was great, and the fact that he's trying to pass on Eastman's teachings and learning about Eastman. It was just overall a really great episode.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a 9 also because I felt like it was just a great a way to pull it into continuing the series, I guess, from the last episode. Just a perfect calming episode that we needed, and really cool with just the small little things like Eastman making cheese and talking about that little piece of wall that he got from his daughter, and the goat and stuff like that. Just all those little things that just made the episode perfect, I thought.
And the actors' performances were great too.
Yeah.
I mean, they really, Morgan with acting, crazy, but then changing. Just the actors did really well.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. Hope you guys liked it. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel.
Make sure to look forward to future review and discussion videos. Tell us what you thought about the latest episode in the comments, and we hope you stick with us for our other review and discussion videos.
Thanks for watching.
Bye!